Ladies and gentlemen, most people don't realize this, but your bank account is just a reflection of your mouth. That's right. The words you speak every single day are either opening the door for money or slamming it shut. You say things like, "I'm broke, I can't afford it, I'm trying." And guess what? Life believes you. Money believes you. And so it stays far away. But let me tell you something, money is not a mystery. It follows belief, it follows action, and it follows the words you speak with conviction. In this speech, I'm about to give you 3 simple words that can flip the switch, not just in your money, but in how you see yourself. I'm not talking about fairy dust or magic tricks. I'm talking about real power in your mouth. Say these 3 words daily. Live them, breathe them, walk in them. And you won't have to chase money. It'll start showing up like it knows your name. So stay with me to the end, because I'm about to hand you something most people spend years trying to figure out. And once you get it, money will flow effortlessly. The first word you need to say, and say like you mean it, is "I deserve." Not maybe one day. Not if I get lucky. Not only if someone gives me a shot. No, say it straight. I deserve. Now let me be clear. This ain't about arrogance. This ain't about walking around acting better than anybody else. It's about finally stepping into what's already yours. See, life gives you what you think you're worthy of. If you keep walking around with your head down, thinking small, settling for scraps, the world will keep handing you leftovers. But the moment you stand up and say, "I deserve more," that's the moment things start shifting, because here's the truth: money doesn't go to the most talented person. It doesn't always go to the one who works the hardest. Money moves toward belief, toward confidence, toward people who say, "I deserve to win," and back it up with action. Some people stay broke because they're still carrying around guilt. Maybe they were taught that wanting more is selfish. Maybe someone told them that money is evil. Maybe they were raised to believe that struggle is noble. So they push success away. They sabotage good opportunities. And deep down, they don't even think they deserve abundance. They think success is for them, not for people like me. Let me tell you something. You're not helping anybody by playing small. You're not being humble by staying broke. You're not being righteous by turning away from blessings that were meant for you. When you say, "I deserve," you're not saying you want to take from others. You're saying, "I'm finally ready to receive what's mine." That's powerful. And the beautiful part, you don't need anyone else to approve it. You don't need someone to say you're ready. The moment you start believing that you deserve better income, better clients, better life, better peace, that's when you start attracting it. People can feel when you believe in yourself. It's in how you walk, how you speak, how you set boundaries, how you price your services, how you show up. Saying, "I deserve," changes your energy. And energy is currency. When you walk into a room like you belong there, you stop begging, you stop chasing, you stop settling. Now, don't get it twisted. Saying, "I deserve," doesn't mean you just sit back and wait for things to fall from the sky. It means you recognize your worth before the results show up. It means you act like someone who's already valuable. Because you are, but the world can't see it until you believe it first. So let's break it down. Say it out loud. "I deserve to get paid for my gifts." Say, "I deserve to live well." Say, "I deserve to succeed." Say it until it no longer feels weird. Because for a lot of people, saying those words feels foreign. That's how deep the doubt runs. But if you keep speaking it, that belief gets stronger. And once you believe it, you start choosing differently. You stop saying yes to low-paying jobs. You stop hanging around people who make you feel small. You stop explaining your dreams to people who never clap. Why? Because you know now you deserve more. And that knowing will carry you further than any degree, any strategy, any mentor ever could. The moment you say, I deserve, and actually start living like it, you flip the switch. It's not just a mindset thing. It becomes your way of moving through life. You walk different, you work different, you expect different. And that's when life starts responding. Because let me tell you something, when you truly believe you deserve it, you won't stop until you get it. And that's when money starts flowing, not by accident, but by alignment. So go ahead and say it, I deserve to win. Say it again and again until the world says it back to you. Because when you finally believe that deep down in your soul, money will start showing up like it's been waiting for you all along. The second word that changes the game is I decide, not I wish, not I hope, not I'm trying. No, I decide. Because nothing in your life will truly change until you make a decision. See, people stay stuck not because they don't have options, but because they haven't made a decision. They keep one foot in and one foot out. They say they want success, but stay comfortable with average. They talk about dreams, but keep their actions tied to old habits. That's why money doesn't come, because money don't flow to people who are still undecided. Let me ask you something real. How many opportunities have you missed because you waited too long to decide? How many times have you talked yourself out of greatness? How many goals did you abandon just because the path wasn't crystal clear? You waited for a perfect moment that never came. And while you hesitated, someone else took the shot you were meant to take. Success doesn't wait. Money doesn't wait. Favor doesn't wait. All of it responds to clarity, to decisions made with confidence. When you say, I decide, you send a message to the world and to yourself that you're done playing small. It means you stop sitting at the fence hoping someone else will push you off. You stop asking for permission. You stop needing everyone to agree with your moves. You stop being a maybe. Because maybes never get paid. You've got to decide that this is your season. Decide that your gift is worth charging for. Decide that you're done giving discounts on your time, your energy, and your talent. Because every time you hesitate, you tell the world you're not serious. But when you say, I decide, something shifts inside you. You take ownership. You start moving with purpose. You don't ask, should I? You say, let's go. That's when the doors start opening. Because money likes direction. Opportunities follow movement. Look, you don't have to know the whole path to get started. You just need to decide on the next step. You figure out the rest along the way. Most people think they need all the answers to begin. No, you just need commitment. Because once you commit, you'll be surprised how fast answers start showing up. And here's the thing, every single breakthrough starts with a decision. You want to earn more. Decide to stop undercharging. You want to grow your brand. Decide to stop hiding. You want peace of mind. Decide to stop keeping people in your life who bring chaos. You don't get rich by being hesitant. You don't build wealth by being indecisive. You build it by saying, this is who I am. This is where I'm going. And this is what I'm no longer tolerating. That's power. That's clarity. That's how you move into a season where money flows, not because you're lucky, but because you're aligned. Now, here's the truth. Making a decision won't always feel easy. It might scare you. It might cost you some comfort. It might upset people who were used to you playing small. But guess what? That's the price of growth. That's what it takes to step into a new level. You've got to decide even when your knees are shaking. And the beautiful thing is, once you really decide, the pressure you've been carrying starts to lift. Confusion fades. Fear fades. You stop living in limbo. You wake up with purpose. You start walking in rooms like you belong there because you decided you do. So don't keep dragging your feet. Don't keep waiting for some outside confirmation. Say the words, I decide. I decide to bet on myself. I decide to speak up. I decide to show up fully. I decide to stop apologizing for wanting more. Because when you finally decide, life will start deciding for you. People will notice. Opportunities will align. Money will come not because you chased it, but because you stood still, looked yourself in the mirror and said, I've made up my mind, and nothing is stopping me now. The third word that changes everything is, I deliver. Now this is where the rubber meets the road. This is where the talk stops and the results begin. Because no matter how positive your mindset is, no matter how many affirmations you say, no matter how loud you shout, I deserve or I decide, if you don't deliver, money won't stay. Let's be honest, everybody talks a big game. Everybody has a dream. Everybody has something they want to do, a business, a book, a brand, a service. But very few actually follow through. Very few show up every day, do the work, and keep their word. And that's what separates the paid from the pitiful. Those who deliver. See, the world doesn't pay you for your ideas. It pays you for your execution. You don't get paid for being smart. You get paid for being consistent. You don't get rewarded for planning to do something someday. You get rewarded when people can count on you to show up and bring results. Saying I deliver means you keep your word to yourself, to your clients, to your audience, to the people who trust you. If you say you'll be there, you're there. If you say you'll finish it, it's done. If you promise a standard, you meet or exceed it every time. That's how you build trust. And trust is the real currency. You want people to pay you. Give them a reason to believe in you. Deliver so well that they don't question your price. Deliver so consistently that your name carries weight. That's when money starts flowing, not just once, but over and over. A lot of folks have talent, fewer have discipline. Delivering is about more than skill, it's about reliability. You might not be the flashiest, the trendiest, or the most followed, but if you deliver what you say you will, and do it with excellence, you'll always be in demand. And let's get real. Delivering doesn't always mean doing something fancy. It means doing what you said you'd do. It means caring enough to be thorough. It means taking pride in your work, even when no one's watching. That's how you build something solid. That's how money finds you, because people know when they come to you, you don't miss. You also deliver by improving. You learn, you grow, you sharpen your craft. You don't just do the bare minimum. You aim to get better every time. You treat your work like it matters, because when you deliver like that, you don't just get clients, you get loyal clients. You don't just get one opportunity, you get referrals, connections, and doors open that money alone can't buy. Saying, I deliver, also means you stop making excuses. You stop blaming your schedule, your mood, your lack of resources. You stop waiting for perfect conditions. You rise above the noise and get the job done, because you understand that people are watching. Your reputation is being built not by what you post, but by what you consistently produce. People remember the one who follows through. People trust the one who delivers under pressure. People respect the one who stays sharp, stays focused, and brings results. Not just once, but every time. And trust me, when you become that person, you never have to worry about money again. Because money flows to value, and nothing proves value like delivery. You want your income to rise. Start delivering at a higher level. Start over-delivering. Do more than what's expected. Give people an experience, not just a service. Be so dependable, so on point, that they can't imagine going to anyone else. So when you say, I deliver, mean it. Back it up with action. Back it up with excellence. Back it up with consistency.
Yeah.
Because when people see you as someone who delivers, they don't just pay you. They come back. They tell others. They build your name. And before you know it, the money's not just flowing. It's overflowing. You've got the 3 words now. I deserve, I decide, I deliver. But here's the thing most people miss is saying it isn't enough. Speaking it into existence is a powerful start. But if you don't move with it, if you don't live it, nothing changes. You can't just repeat words and hope for money to fall from the sky. That's not how this works. You've got to back it with action. Real, consistent daily action. Hope is beautiful. Belief is necessary, but neither one pays the bills by itself. There are a whole lot of people out here hoping for better and staying broke while doing it. They're watching motivational videos, writing affirmations, reposting quotes, even praying hard, but they're not doing anything. They're not building. They're not starting. They're not following through. That's like shouting, I deserve to be fit, while eating junk food and skipping workouts, or saying, I decide to be rich, and then scrolling for hours instead of working on your idea, or claiming, I deliver, and then ghosting your goals the second it gets uncomfortable. See, the universe, or God, or life, whatever you believe in, it responds to movement. It responds to energy. It doesn't give to the loudest voice. It gives to the most consistent hand. It's not just about how many times you say it. It's about how many times you get up and act like it's already yours. You want money to flow effortlessly. Then let your discipline speak louder than your mouth. You've got to move like someone who believes those 3 words. If you say, I deserve, then stop undercharging and undervaluing yourself. If you say, I decide, then stop second guessing every move and start making decisions like a leader. If you say, I deliver, then show up even when it's hard, even when no one claps, even when nobody sees. Most people speak power, but live in hesitation. They want abundance, but move with fear. They talk big, but act small. That's not a money mindset. That's a comfort mindset. And comfort doesn't bring growth. Growth comes from repetition, commitment, doing the work when it's boring, tiring, and inconvenient. You have to become the words you're saying. Live them. Walk in them. Repeat them in your thoughts, and then prove them with your actions. When you say, I deserve, you don't just say it to the mirror. You say it in how you treat your time, who you allow into your space, and what standards you hold yourself to. When you say, I decide, you don't keep tiptoeing around your dreams. You lock in and stop explaining yourself to people who don't even believe in themselves. When you say, I deliver, that means you don't do things halfway. You follow through. You finish what you start. The people who make money look effortless aren't lucky. They're just aligned. Their actions match their words. They don't just affirm, they execute. They don't just speak it, they live it out loud. And that's what you've got to do. You don't need more motivation. You need more motion. Don't just write it in your notebook. Don't just say it in your car. Build it into your habits. Bake it into your schedule. Breathe it into your work. Let it show up in your results. Because when your words and your actions line up, when your habits start reflecting what you believe, that's when the money comes. Not because you chased it, but because you became someone it could trust. So say the words, but more importantly, prove them over and over, day after day. Because money don't follow noise, it follows alignment. Once you say the words, I deserve, I decide, I deliver, you've started something powerful. But now comes the next level. You've got to live like it's already yours. That means shifting how you think, how you walk, how you talk, and how you treat yourself, as if the life you want has already shown up at your door. You don't wait until the money lands in your account to start behaving like someone who's successful. You act like it now. You carry yourself like someone who's already valuable, already respected, already paid. That's not pretending, that's preparing. See, people think they'll act different once they make it. They think they'll dress better, think sharper, walk bolder once the big checks come in. But that's backwards. The mindset comes first. The image comes first. The belief comes first. And then the results show up to match it. If you live like you're broke, if you think like a victim, if you keep waiting for external proof before you move, then you're sending out the wrong signal. The world responds to what you believe about yourself. And when you show up like you're second, guessing your own worth, others will too. So flip the script. Walk in the room like you belong there. Pitch your work like it's worth 10 times more. Show up with energy, pride, and professionalism like you're already on top of your game. Because success doesn't start on payday. It starts in your posture. You want money to flow effortlessly. Then stop acting like it's rare. Money is everywhere. But it flows to people who move like magnets. People who act in faith. People who carry themselves like they're in demand. Not with arrogance, but with conviction. Like, I know what I bring to the table, and I'm not afraid to stand behind it. Living like it's already yours means changing your standards. You don't tolerate chaos, disrespect, or laziness from others or yourself. You stop chasing people who drain you and start attracting people who match your energy. You stop explaining your worth and start showing it through results. Even in how you talk to yourself, you've got to upgrade the conversation. Stop saying, "One day I hope," and start saying, "I'm on the way." Stop saying, "If it happens," and start saying, "It's happening now." Because that shift alone will change your focus. You won't keep waiting for proof. You'll become the proof. Let's make this practical. If you had the business you dream of, how would you speak? How would you plan your day? What would your workspace look like? How would you handle problems? How would you treat your body, your time, your ideas? Now do that now. Do it before the results show up. That's how the results show up. You've got to treat your goals like appointments, not like wishes. Prepare your life for the success you're asking for. Build systems. Clean your space. Get organized. Study the game. Speak with clarity. Move like the kind of person who already has what they want, because that mindset turns heads. It creates opportunities. It builds reputation. And yes, it attracts money. You ever notice how some people just seem to get lucky all the time? It's not luck. It's alignment. They've been living like winners, and the world just caught up. You can do that too. You don't need a huge following, a rich background, or a fancy degree. You just need to decide today that you're done living like you're still waiting for permission, that you're done dressing your dream in maybes, that you're going to live like it's already yours, because in your spirit, in your effort, in your vision, it already is. So when you wake up tomorrow, don't just recite the words. Wear them, walk in them, breathe them, move like someone who's already arrived, and you'll start seeing that the money, the support, the growth, all of it starts moving in your direction. Because when you live like it's already yours, life begins to agree with you. Let's be real. There's a certain kind of energy that makes people stop and look. It's not loud. It's not fake. It's not forced. It's real. It's confident. It's calm. It's grounded. It's the kind of energy that says, I'm not here to prove. I'm here to produce. When you start saying, I deserve, I decide, I deliver, and you start living like it's already yours, something powerful happens inside you. You shift. You stop looking for validation. You stop chasing approval. You stop apologizing for wanting more. You start operating from a different frequency. That's the kind of energy that becomes magnetic. And magnetic people don't hustle for attention. They attract everything they need. People start noticing you without you trying. They trust you without needing a long pitch. They sense you're serious. They feel your focus. They can tell you're not playing around anymore. That's when doors start opening. That's when resources appear. That's when the right people show up the right clients say yes, and the money begins to flow without you begging for it. Because the truth is, the world responds to who you are, not just what you do. And when who you are is aligned, consistent, disciplined, and determined, that energy becomes your silent business card. It speaks for you when you walk in the room. It speaks for you when you post online. It speaks for you when you show up and execute with excellence, no matter what the circumstances are. Now, here's what most folks don't understand. You don't get this kind of energy overnight. You build it. You earn it. One decision at a time, one action at a time, one hard moment at a time where you could have given up, but chose to keep going anyway. It's that consistency. When nobody's clapping for you, when nobody's watching, when nobody's helping, that creates the unstoppable version of you. And that version of you, that's the one money listens to. That's the one who gets the speaking gigs, the clients, the investors, the growth, the influence. Not because they're lucky, not because they're flashy, but because their energy says, I'm ready. And here's the best part. This energy doesn't require you to fake anything. It doesn't ask you to be someone you're not. It just asks you to step into who you've always been underneath the fear, the doubt, the procrastination, and the limiting beliefs. That powerful version of you, that focused, clear, driven person has been in there the whole time. You just haven't let them take the lead yet. So let them out. Stop hiding behind someday. Stop waiting to feel ready. Stop watering down your vision just to fit in with people who aren't even on your path. Show up like the person who's already doing what you dream of. Show up like the person who's already earned the check, already made the impact, already built the legacy. Because that kind of energy, it moves differently. It walks with purpose. It talks with clarity. It sets boundaries without guilt. It makes choices without second guessing. It trusts the process without needing to control every detail. That's what makes you unstoppable, not perfection, not popularity, not hype. Presence, purpose, consistency, energy. And the best part, anyone can tap into it. You don't need to be famous. You don't need to be rich yet. You just need to decide to stop moving like a question mark and start moving like an exclamation point. Bold, certain, say the words, live the words. And let your energy do the rest. Because once you lock into this version of yourself, the version who knows they deserve it, who makes decisions without flinching, who delivers on every promise, who lives with vision, you won't have to chase anything. You'll become the thing people are chasing. And when you do that, the money won't just flow, it'll chase you down.